This is very rare that you see this. You see a place like this that's still going. People coming out to stay on the island, to stay in the bed and breakfast. That's what keeps this whole place alive. It's just a really unique opportunity to get away a little bit from the hustle and bustle of life. I'm one of the innkeepers here at East Brother Light Station. We're right between North San Francisco Bay and San Pablo Bay. The lighthouse has been here for 145 years since the light was lit. It's been operating continuously ever since. The buildings themselves were occupied up until around the 60s, and then they really went into disrepair. A group of conservationists banded together. They got the island designated as a National Historic Landmark and really worked hard to rebuild the island, to bring it back to its former glory, and it's been operating as a bed and breakfast since 1980. It's a very unique job, and it's a ton of work. We do have a great group of volunteers who come out and help us take care of the buildings and the facilities, and that's a huge part of it. There's a lot of aspects to the island. It's not just running people in and out from shore. It's also cooking, it's cleaning, making the beds, it's the reservation system, all these little facets of life out here you just really wouldn't expect until you're here and doing it. It's really a lifestyle. Everyone who comes out realizes that it's not just your run-of-the-mill bed and breakfast. It is a really special experience. It's an adventure right from the beginning. We get a lot of history buffs. We get a lot of people who do just want to get away. We don't get funding from anywhere else. It's really just the B&B that takes care of the island. So the more people that come out, the better it is for the island, the better it is for everyone. For us to be able to share the history and kind of share what a special, unique place this is, it's really important. And it's just really an honor to be a part of it.
It's the Eggs Benedict. I actually dream about it.
We had the triple stack pancakes. It's lovely. It's amazing.
It's been as long as 2 hours before.
For the last 18 years, I've had a solid line. Every single day, the line springs up the block.
You have to come early. We were here at 7:30.
It's the legacy of our mother and father. The line is a byproduct of that work. Good morning, how many?
My dad first rented this corner in 1951. And in 1967, they turned it into the breakfast place that you see here now. My mom gave birth to 10 of us, is why he called it Mama's. My mom and dad were really ahead of the breakfast game back then. They started making everything really, really fresh. When my parents started, the only French toast you could get was white bread French toast. So they came up with using a cinnamon bread French toast, and they topped it with fresh fruit.
We hear the oohs and ahs as soon as, they walk in and see what it is that we produce. The locals know to get here by 7:30. That's their first impression of Mama's, meeting me at the door. Let me give you a bit of heads up on the menu. The pancakes are excellent. One of the last recipes of our mother's original menu. Our Monte Cristo, easily the #1 seller. We cook it on the grill. We make it like French toast. And then the Benedicts, by far my favorite.
I had eggs Florentine. Definitely worth the wait. It was delicious.
Hi, my name's Madison Uthier, and I'm the very first American breakaway roping champion.
If your daughter wants to be a ballerina, you go to ballerina class. It was great for us because I don't know how I'd do it ballerina class.
I've been rodeoing my whole life, but very competitively rodeoing since I was about 8 years old.
Most kids are attracted to horses when they're young, and some take up to them and some don't. Madison always loved to be around and wanted to ride them, and we just built on that.
Well, my dad, he's rodeoed all of his life, and so is all of his family, and my mom, she plays polo, so it just kind of has always been in my blood. and it's all in the wrist. This is the first year that they've put breakaway roping in the American rodeo. Breakaway roping is a woman's sport only, and you just have a rope and you rope the calf around the neck, and your rope is tied off to your saddle horn with just a little string, and so it breaks off whenever you rope the calf and they stop the time. So once I have my tip down, pointed at my target, I throw it like a baseball right down at their shoulder. And then my slack, which is the part right here, once I throw my rope down, my slack should always be right here. I competed in the American semifinals and the American rodeo. And I roped against my idols, world champions, and I won $110,000.
We practiced to win it. You know, we dreamed that we could win it, but we didn't really. It's still a shock that we won it too. We ride horses every day, and Maddie runs barrels as well and ropes, so it takes a lot of practice. And we go to a lot of little rodeos too. You have to do it every day to compete at a high level. We built our lives around horses and rodeos, so you got to have a facility.
Definitely a benefit to living on this much land and having my own arena and barn with my horses available anytime I need to. Really helps me a lot with practicing and getting better, because every day, you know, I have the opportunity to come out here and rope and ride my horses. I've always liked to compete, and so this was just one of the main goals I had when they announced that they'd have breakaway roping in the American rodeo this year. So this is Rooster. He is my horse that I rope breakaway off of, and I won the American on. He's super special to our family. We raised him and my dad trained him. I have to have a very good relationship with my horses. Riding them every day really helps, and knowing when something's wrong with them, just because you know their personality so well. Rooster's personality, you know, he's just so sweet and playful around the barn, and anytime we have to go to a rodeo, he always has such a good attitude, and he's super fun to be around. My dad plays a big role. We practice every day, and he's my only coach really in rodeo, and especially in roping.
He beat you out there.
If I had to compare my dad to any coach,
Not quite as bad as Bobby Knight, but I'm dang close. Is it hard?
no.
Well, then do it.
He's pretty intense in the practice pen and tough on me, but it's what's really pushed me to go past my expectations. I think it's really amazing, you know, to have this opportunity for kids to dream about winning money like this and want to be a professional rodeo athlete. I just want to keep getting better and better. Just to keep doing as good as I performed up there is my main goal.
I don't work on cupcakes or cake. I work on these freaking cookies. Take a look at all these cookies. How long would you say it took me to make these 50 cookies? 3 hours? Try 3 days. It takes a long time to make custom sugar cookies. Every cookie is such a labor of love because it's not a quick thing. Pretty Little Bakers is anybody who loves to bake, who has a passion for baking. Hello, Pretty Little Bakers! Let's make a video so you too can learn how to make custom sugar cookies at your house. My dream is to make it this massive community of bakers alike. And you know what? I'm living that dream. That's my mama! My mom and I started Pretty Little Bakers. We really started focusing on bite-sized desserts. Started with cookie dough balls, caramel, toffee, candied pecan. It was last December actually when we started focusing on cookies. And I am living, sleeping, and breathing cookies galore. It is nonstop for me. I have been working my tail off just to make bridal shower cookies, baby shower cookies, geode cookies with rock candy, like crazy wild things that I never thought I would ever make. Look at these cookies! Okay, they're almost done. We're all social media driven. Oh my God, it smells so good. I'm so ready to eat them. I don't care about being YouTube famous. I want everyone to be as happy as I am in the kitchen, and I want to share the love that I have for baking. I want everybody to be a pretty little baker.
My kitchen smells delicious.
The only thing better than a chocolate dipped Oreo is one that looks like a Disney character.
Fun fact, I used to work at Disneyland. I was friends with Pluto, Eeyore, Mr. Smee, but my favorite friends of all time were Cinderella's evil stepsisters, Anastasia and Drizella. So there's truly something so magical about Disneyland. I mean, the park itself is the happiest place on earth. That positivity, it became me. Ever since then, I've viewed everything in such a positive light. I'm creating my dream and living it, just like Walt did.
It's just awesome to see someone else who originally didn't have that chance to play an instrument finally get that opportunity to do so.
To be an orchestra. That was something that he wanted to do, and the orchestra teacher contacted me and was like, how can we help him be able to play an instrument?
I knew that between the computer science classes that I teach and my robotics team, we'd have a good amount of kids that would want to try to model something that would help, and 46 kids showed up to help.
So today we presented Ty with his prosthetic attachment that we 3D printed after designing it together as a team.
They went to their classroom and specifically made a prototype just for me to play the bass.
It's just awesome to see someone else who originally didn't have that chance to play an instrument finally get that opportunity to do so.
That's the best part of inventing new stuff and innovating is you can design something that can really help people.